Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Asana Cayetano.
And good morning. It is a foggy Wednesday morning. I can only guess it might be quite warm today. If you even remember what the temperatures were yesterday, it was hot. I don't even want to know what today will bring.
Sometimes back in the days, many of us who may not have known any better used to equate fog with cold front. Now, I dread the sight of fog because I know it's going to be an extremely warm day.
Yeah.
And if you look at yesterday and the day before in terms of temperatures, man, it's been brutal.
Yeah, it has indeed. To drive here coming, you had to take extra caution because of the thick fog on the road.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's still the case outside, but if you're about to head out to work, definitely take a bit of an extra caution. But moving into our What's Buzzing conversation, we have a few topics to discuss this morning. Starting things off, what led our newscast last night was the announcement of a state of emergency in certain parts of the country. We heard directly from the Commissioner of Police, Chester Williams, speaking about the reasoning behind this recent statutory instrument number 58, what it will entail, and of course the areas that will be affected.
So I think from an on-the-ground perspective, when residents of these respective communities woke up yesterday morning, it was to, the chaos in a sense of law enforcement officers descending on these properties where they're looking for individuals who are on a list of persons that they want to round up as part of the SOE. And I think what we need to look at is what precipitated the SOE, right?
Right.
So as you guys have reported over the past few days, there's been a significant uptick in crime and violence in various parts of the country, Belize City and out west, right? And so the department is now trying to curtail what would be any form of spillover violence in the wake of these incidents. But here's the thing, Sab, and I think while the commissioner has laid bare what the plans are going forward in terms of rounding up these young men and, holding them for a period of time, I think what needs to also be discussed, which is equally as important, is the fact that SOEs have a way of attracting lawsuits against the police department and the government of Belize by extension, right? There's one that took place in 2020 that's still unresolved with a number of young men who were, was found to be later wrongfully detained. And so through Attorney Leroy Banner, they're taking action against the police department. And these kinds of conversations, for whatever reason, are usually kept low and quiet. You only see the dragnet of officers going into those areas and rounding people up and taking them up to the Belize Central Prison. And I think I have always, because I've covered a number of SOEs before, where you hear residents, oh, they care my son, and my son don't have nothing to do with any of the gangs or what. So that's a common thing, right? And some parents have said, you know what? We won't just complain in the media about them rounding up our kids and taking them unlawfully. We'll take action against the department. And I think in one previous case, they settled. And the other one that I'm referring to at this point, they're still waiting to see what the outcome of it would be in court. But I'm simply saying that on the back end, SOEs have a way of attracting lawsuits.
Yeah, equally to that, though, another criticism that was posed to the Commissioner of Police on behalf of the Belize Police Department is the fact that people are saying, hey, these SOEs, they violate human rights. We heard directly from the Commissioner of Police, Chester Williams, and he was saying, well, you know, this is a case of deciding which one is more important or which one is more pressing, really. He said, should we worry about 50 persons versus 100,000 persons in an area or versus 400,000 persons in an entire country? And just for the benefit of persons who don't know where exactly this state of emergency will take effect, the state of emergency will be affected in Southside Belize City and Hattieville, as well as specific areas in the Cayo district, such as Roaring Creek Village, Another World area, Kamalote Village, and Young Bank area. Now, the SI also gives police the power to enter any premises, stop and search any vessel, vehicle, or individual, and seize anything found that they believe was intended to disrupt public safety and order without a warrant. The SOE will also remain in place for a month, but it's also subject to change, which is increase or decrease. More than likely, though, we would normally see cases where it increases. Yeah. Ultimately, though, this is a conversation that is currently buzzing. I know that we'll still be hearing more on it because, as you mentioned, oftentimes it comes with feedback, pushback from the public, person saying that, one, their human rights are violated. Lawsuits also come along with it. So we just have to wait and see what takes place. But I think ultimately this comes as a hope from the Belize Police Department to quell crime currently taking place in the country. We're hoping for a safe Easter weekend, and I think this is one of the primary reasons why the state of emergency was put in effect.
Just to put a cap on this particular conversation, from a sort of a political point of view, right? When this administration was in opposition, they were totally against states of emergency. And since they took office in 2020, we've seen several SOEs, right? I think beyond just rounding up these young men, these individuals, I think there has to be some sort of an assessment to look at how effective states of emergency are. And I'll just leave that there.
Yeah. Just to add to that point, one other question that was posed to the Commissioner of Police was that if this is an act of, or perhaps a white flag from the Belize Police Department calling defeat. Of course, we would have reported last year record low numbers as it relates to crime and violence, but that has since changed. The numbers are increasing outside of the Belize City.
Since January 1st.
Outside of Belize City. But the question was posed to the Commissioner of Police, are you saying that this is defeat from the police? Raising our first state of emergency in just the first quarter of the year. And of course, the Belize Police Department rejected that claim. And this, as we mentioned, is just simply precautionary measures to ensure that the Easter weekends remain as safe as possible. But beyond that, to do what they possibly can to quell the state of violence currently taking place in certain parts of the country. All right, well, moving into another point of discussion that we've been seeing lately, as well as in our newscast last night. Now, we sort of preempted it in our What's Buzzing conversation yesterday when we announced that the leader of the opposition shared with us on Friday as well as on Monday that there would be a shift in the Senate that would take place, that would be sitting in the Senate yesterday from the opposition side. Now, if you watched the Senate yesterday, you would have seen that there was only one person over on the opposition side, and that was Senator Antonio Herrera. He is the business senator for the United Democratic Party. Now, he was only there for a period of time because he walked out in protest. Now, that was certainly one of the points that we were discussing as well. Do you have any comments on that?
Well, before we get to Tony Herrera walking out, right, I think one has to appreciate that over the past few days, the state of affairs within the United Democratic Party has been rather dynamic. Over the weekend, it would seem as if though an attempt to have what is called a palace coup, challenging or ousting Shine Barrow as leader, That took place on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, right? Well, that did not necessarily materialize as such, but then the swift action in terms of Beverly Williams no longer being a senator, and the actions taken against, well, the actions to be taken against John Saldivar and other members of the party since that whole failed attempt, I should say, on the day of the National Party Council. So that's the background, right? That's essentially the background.
Yeah, we shared that yesterday.
Right? So beyond that, however, are these changes that we're seeing that affects the representation of the party at the parliamentary level, right, in the Senate. So Tony Herrera walking out during the actual sitting of this, the special sitting of the Senate. Well, the thing is, I don't know what, if any, effect that would have had, given the fact that his party is in shambles, right? And there is a majority on the other side, which also includes the business and the NGO and the other, you know, the church senators and what have you. So if you're on the opposition side and you're alone on that side of the floor, walking out in protest, I get it, but is it really effective? What message is being sent?
Yeah.
When you look at, you know, the background of where you're coming from. That's my question when I saw it.
Yeah, well, we heard directly from the leader of the opposition, Honorable Moses Shine-Barrow, and he mentioned that this has been a sort of a mockery from the People's United Party in using the acting Governor General to have his temporary senators not be in the assembly yesterday. He shared with us via the news that on Friday he wrote to the Governor General's office stating of the temporary appointments, and we did mention that yesterday in our What's Buzzing conversation, and all apparently seemed that it was well. And then on Monday he got an email saying that they can't go through with it because they needed to consult with attorneys, so the instrument was not approved. And because of that, these temporary senators would have shown up in Belmopan yesterday, and they were not able to be seated. So we would have seen the lonely Antonio Herrera, Senator of Business for the United Democratic Party, stay there, give his presentation, and really just say, this isn't going to work, and he walked out. Of course, that was met by criticism from the other side of the floor. We heard directly from Senator of Business Eamon Courtney, and he was saying that it's just a complete disgrace of what took place. We want to know what's your thoughts, though. Do you think that this was a case of political manipulation, or do you think that the United Democratic Party really just needs to get their act together? They need to get the persons on their side of the floor to be present and to have democracy prevail. Let us know in the comments.
I like how you, I like how you said that about getting their act together.
Get their act together, or is it they're just playing a game of politics?
From all outward
what
appearances, it would seem as if though, you know, they're in shambles, man.
All right. Well, moving now into our final What's Buzzing conversation, and we also touched on it yesterday. It was breaking news that in Baltimore, Maryland, a bridge was seen falling to just pieces in the river. Now, this was caused because of it was I believe it was I'm sorry, I can't find the word in my mind. It was a cargo ship that crashed into one of the pillars after losing power, and as a result, you would have seen there on the screen, in just a matter of seconds, this bridge, it's called the St. Francis Scott Key Bridge, just fell to pieces. What we understand as of now, 6 persons are still missing, presumed to be dead, but we also know that the necessary personnel will be continuing searching for these persons this morning. Just absolutely devastating.
When I look at this image, the first thought that came to my mind was 9/11, in terms of the kind of destruction where a vessel collides into a structure of this scale. Right? And so I'm not equating it to an act of terrorism. We already know what happened in terms of
and they already ruled that out. That was one of the points they were considering.
The image is shocking in that regard. When you look at, for instance, the Twin Towers collapsing upon itself, upon themselves, you look at this bridge collapsing upon itself when the vessel collides into the pillar, right? For some reason, I thought when I was watching this yesterday as a breaking news item that for some reason in my mind, more persons would have lost their lives. That's a natural thought, right? And so in the wake of the collapse, everything is being done to try to find out, okay, what would be the body count, if any?
Yeah.
So when we see that it's only 6 persons at this point, it seems kind of odd, but at the same time, they're doing their endeavor best to ensure that they're able to account for whoever would have been on that bridge at the time of that incident.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons perhaps why the bridge was not trafficked as much is because of the time period where the bridge would have collapsed. I believe it was a little bit after 1 a.m. yesterday morning. So thankfully it was not later in the day where you would see more traffic.
Yeah.
Ultimately though, we still have 6 persons missing at this time, and we're hoping to locate those persons. Unfortunately, they are presumed to be dead. I believe they mentioned that just the water in general could potentially kill them because of the temperature. It's extremely cold water, and it's just an overall unfortunate time. But as we mentioned, this was not a case of foul play. Apparently, the cargo ship lost power, and you can even see where the smoke goes up. There are flickering of lights where it seemed to be struggling to obtain its power to move and shift away from the pillar. So that's a result of what caused the accident. But if there are any further developments, we will be providing that in our What's Buzzing conversation. Let us know what you think of these 3 topics. If you think there's anything else we should be touching on, let us know in the comments as well. But moving now into our weather update, and we've been talking about it, Isani. It looks like it's going to be a warm one.
Yeah.
It's quite foggy outside, and if what my grandmother told me when I was younger is true, fog means heat.
Yep.
So we're going to find out an official update from the National Meteorological Service. And we have here with us forecaster Tariq Matthews on the line. Good morning, Mr. Matthews.
Yes, good morning, Sabrina and Isani.
Morning.
All right, well, what can we expect today as relates to the general situation?
Okay, for the general situation, fair and hot weather conditions will prevail today. Then a weak cold front will bring some changes later tonight.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to that cold front. What's the 24-hour forecast looking like?
Okay, for a 24-hour forecast, mostly sunny skies today and cloudy at times tonight. Little or no rainfall is expected today. Then a few showers and isolated thunderstorms will affect mainly the coast and northern districts later tonight.
Well, yesterday was one of the highest temperatures I think we've seen so far since the start of the year at 104. What's the temperatures going to be looking like today?
Okay, so for the temperatures for today, the maximum temperatures, it will be around 91 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 102 inland and 85 up in the hills. And our minimum temperatures for tonight, it will be around 77 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 70 inland and 65 up in the hills. No? So we see a little bit of a decrease in temperatures today.
Yeah, but it still looks pretty warm indeed, though. What's the general outlook looking like?
Okay, for the outlook for Thursday and Thursday night is for skies to be mostly cloudy. A few showers and light rain will affect mostly offshore areas on Thursday. Then a few showers and isolated thunderstorms will affect mainly the coast, especially southern coastal areas Thursday night.
Alrighty, and do you have any advisories, watches, or warnings?
Currently, we still have the heat alert, which is still in effect for residents, especially those inland, are advised to stay hydrated and avoid outdoor activities as much as possible, especially during the afternoon hours.
All right, do you have a marine condition update?
Okay, for the winds, it will be from the north and northeast at 5 to 15 knots, and the sea conditions will be like chop to choppy.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Matthews, for the update as always. We appreciate it. I know we are certainly looking forward to that cold front in the next coming days.
Okay, thank you guys.
Alrighty, you have a good one.
Okay, you too.
All right, that was the official update. It looks like it's gonna stay warm, so definitely try to stay hydrated, stay indoors if you can, and of course stay cool. But now moving over to our show lineup, we have a jam-packed show for you on this Thursday morning. Starting things off, we'll be talking about boat safety awareness.
Our second conversation is about road safety as well, seeing as though we're going into the extended Easter weekend.
Right. And in our third segment, we'll be talking to the Belize Electricity Limited about keeping your appliances safe in the heat and, of course, the dry season.
Our fourth and final conversation this morning is all about food on Good Friday. So we'll be sharing some ideas with you guys as to what you can eat or what you can prepare to eat on Good Friday.
Lovely. All right, well, we got to take that first break. And when we come back, it's all about boat safety awareness this Easter holiday. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
Design Depot, your all-in-one destination for transforming your living spaces. Explore the world of GE with our selection of cutting-edge appliances for functional, convenient, and modern living. Find solutions for every paint project, from home to industrial, with our extensive selection of Sherwin-Williams paints and coatings. Safeguard your home with the durability of our weather-resistant windows and doors. Elevate your kitchen and bath with the timeless elegance of Kohler sinks and faucets. Transform your space with our constantly refreshed tile inventory, always embracing the latest tile trends. Design Depot, your source for innovation, inspiration, and impeccable design. Design Depot, all in one place.
2,251,000 slices of watermelon are eaten by tourists each year in Belize, benefiting local farmers and processors directly. Tourism means business.
Hi, my name is Lincoln Fowers and I work at UMAL. 100% I will recommend Belize Bank mobile banking to everyone because it saves time, money, and gas price, because gas price is high right now. Belize Bank mobile banking just make life easier.
Make Atlantic Insurance a part of your travel plans when traveling to Chetumal, Cancun, Merida, or anywhere in Mexico. Whether it's for vacation, to conduct business, or just relaxation, you can purchase a minimum of 1 day or any number of days desired up to 1 year. Atlantic Insurance offers certified and reliable insurance policies from well-established Mexican insurance companies. For more information, you can visit any of our offices located countrywide or call 223-2657. To purchase online, visit our website at aicbelize.com. Travel with the best insurance coverage. Travel secure. Travel with peace of mind. Travel with Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
And welcome back. Our first conversation this morning is with representatives from the Belize Port Authority. They are here to speak with us about boating safety. And of course, we're heading into the Easter holidays, as we mentioned earlier. This morning, we're joined by the Operations and Safety Manager, Michael Jenkins. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're also joined by Kaylon Young. He's a Technical Manager at the BPA. Good morning.
Good
Kaylon.
morning,
Good
gentlemen.
Good morning. Boat safety. Everybody who's not traveling inland this season is heading to sea. And they're doing so either by public transportation or they're doing so in private vessels, correct? Okay. Where do we begin from in terms of perhaps the do's and don'ts of boating safety?
Well, I'm sure everybody is eagerly anticipating the Easter weekend.
Absolutely.
And all the fun and joy that the waters and that brings with Easter vacation. And I think we just have to be more mindful that it's not only joy and fun, but we have to take an inherent approach to safety and the risk of what we venture into doing at sea. So first of all, it's a mindset that we keep safety first for ourselves and our family and friends as we do whatever sporting, leisure activities at sea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we get the daily weather update from the folks at the National Meteorological Services, and a key part of that are marine conditions. How important is knowing the marine conditions as it relates to boat safety?
Definitely, firstly, before venturing out in your boat, is to check your weather. Make sure that the weather condition is favorable, especially if you're venturing outside of the reef. So definitely checking the weather forecast, making a sail plan, making sure that someone knows where you're going in the event that time elapses and nobody hears from you, that there's some idea of where you have gone.
Yeah.
So definitely, surely, that firstly you must check the weather forecast.
What about communications though? Because as you've mentioned, while you may have a plan in terms of where you're headed, if you don't have proper comms in terms of being able to report back to your loved ones or back to base, if that were the case, then you're still pretty much out there at the mercy of the world.
Yeah, that's true. One of the things that we implement when we ensure vessel safety, first and foremost, is some means of communication. Either VHF radio, cell phone, or somewhere you can communicate with back home, communicate with our office. We have a 24/7 communication center. They can always be communicated via VHF radio on channel 16, or we also have 966 hotline. So if there's any incident or accident at sea, you can always communicate to us. We will reach out to the Coast Guard and we can be sure to assist in an incident.
As technical manager, Mr. Young, what is your primary role, or what do you oversee over at the Port Authority? All
right, so I have a big department. The guys who do the safety inspections of these vessels to ensure that they're seaworthy. I oversee these guys. I also oversee our casualty investigators if there's any incident or accident at sea.
Yeah.
We have to do safety investigations on these vessels. Well, my department does that as well. And we have our inspectors that would inspect bigger vessels, ships, cargo ships, cruise ships, just to ensure that they're safe within our waters and that we don't have any incidents in our waters. And also we have 4 district offices. They're also on the technical department as well.
When you look at the idea of persons who will be seagoing this weekend, for instance, right? What are some of the basic checks that need to be made? I know you have too many boats that are going out to sea, so you can't really capture everybody, but from certain points of departure, for instance, like if you're catching a water taxi or you're leaving from a designated area, what are you guys looking for in terms of what each vessel must have, or in terms of the procedures that should be employed by persons boarding these vessels?
All right, well, it all starts from your annual inspection. Prior to getting your license for the year, we ensure that you have all your safety equipment, your life jackets. their fire extinguisher, a first aid kit, the proper markings on the vessels. So we ensure that those things are issued before, we have those before we issue a seaworthiness. Now, on days like this, normally during the week we'd have people at the water taxis. Mr. Jenkins' officers would be able to ensure that the boats at the water taxis have these equipments on hand, on board, they're valid, they're good. The captains have proper seaworthiness, have proper captain license. The vessels have proper seaworthiness certificates. So we want to make sure that everyone who uses these vessels are safe, and we try to prevent any issues as much as possible. So we have persons actively ensuring that they're safe at sea.
And the key things that you would look for on the vessel to ensure that it's water safe would be what?
Well, our main priority is safety of life and environment, and then property. So first of all is to make sure that the vessel is well equipped with life jackets, proper fire extinguishers. Yes, the vessel must have communication, especially if it's a water taxi, because out at sea, if something happens, it's hard to get help. And also, I must say that we are working closely with the communication companies to increase their coverage at sea, because that is one of the areas that we find challenging when it comes to the fisher folks and even just people going out for leisurely activities. So we're working closely with the communication companies to increase that service. But yes, we do make sure that the vessel is well equipped to make sure that passengers are safe.
You know, I'm here thinking about the Easter rush, where persons are eager to get to the quays or anywhere that really has bodies of water. And I can remember clearly jumping on one of the boats and seeing the crowds that would come that want to get that particular time ticket. How important is it to not overcrowd these boats when you're on your way to your destination?
Yes, vessels does operate on stability. And so overcrowding, not placing cargo in the right place, not having them secured because the boat is moving and things move. And so once cargo shifts, it can create an unbalance to the vessel and create a problem. So definitely overcrowding, proper storage of goods and cargo is important. So that is one of our main issues that we address as officers on the ground, that we make sure that the capacity of the vessel is not exceeded.
I want to get into perhaps the coordination between the Port Authority and the Coast Guard when it comes to either enforcement or any other operations at sea that look at the well-being of seagoers.
Well, the Belize Port Authority and the Belize Coast Guard, our relationship is, we have a very professional relationship. We work very well together. We do many joint patrols together. Even during this Easter, we'll be working together as well. The communication between the Belize Port Authority and the Coast Guard is very efficient. As it relates to any operations we need to go on, or any incident at sea that we need proper information. We have a lot of the vessel information are with the Port Authority, and Coast Guard does a lot of the enforcement. So we must communicate with each other to ensure that the waters are kept safe, and we do these safety patrols jointly.
As it stands, you pointed out one of the issues when it comes to overcrowding of these vessels. Are there any other issues that you've observed when it comes to boating safety that the Belize Port Authority has to crack down and ensure that persons follow?
Yes, especially around this time. It's just the overall behavior of passengers, drinking on the vessels. So definitely alcohol consumption, we try to mitigate that scenario.
Should you not drink on a vessel, or you should not, it's not recommended?
You should not drink on a passenger commercial vessel. So on a water taxi, alcohol consumption is prohibited. And
Same
so,
as if you're on a bus or any other
exactly,
form of public transportation.
Public transportation, it is prohibited.
So that's one of them. Are there any others that the Belize Port Authority has to crack down on?
In my view, what I would say is not so much as crack down, but it's more to educate the boaters. Especially in these times, you have a lot of people swimming in the water, and you have a lot of boats around. So let's be vigilant, be on the lookout for people who are swimming, who are diving, just so we can both use the waters safely. Who wants to swim can swim safely, and who wants to boat can boat safely. But we need to be vigilant and respectful of each other and the use of the waters.
What's the distance that you'd say a person should be away from a boat when it comes to being in the water?
From shoreline, the regulation states 100 feet is what we consider the no-wake zone for a vessel. So anything from the shoreline, the riverside, 100 feet out, a vessel should navigate in a very safe and cautious way, being vigilant, looking out for swimmers and users of the waters. Also, so 100 feet is the recommended distance that a swimmer should utilize. After passing that distance, which is it's kind of hard because there's not a measuring stick in the water to say, well, I'm at this 100 feet. So it's being aware of where you are and the surroundings, and know that it's a public space, it's a multi-use space. So you have to be aware that there are other users and just stay within that safe swimming area. And I also request that owners of piers maybe put out more information to their patrons and informing them what is safe and just making them more aware of what is happening at that location they are in.
Yeah.
How do you guys, how do I say this? Perhaps, one, remain vigilant, and two, be able to respond to any incident at sea at this time of year? Because I'm thinking you have a time where not too many people are heading out to the Keys and stuff, but then you have times like Easter and other times like for the Lobster Fest and so on and so forth, where people are flocking to the islands by the thousands. How do you guys remain on top of all of that?
Well, this is not our first rodeo, so we ensure that we have proper planning beforehand. Proper coordination, proper planning, proper enforcement, people at strategic locations, patrols, safety patrols at strategic locations, just to ensure that we don't get sidetracked or bombarded by these activities. Experience has taught us a lot, and so we know how to react to these situations, who to contact, how to communicate. So it just takes proper planning and communication.
We spoke about the Belize Coast Guard being one of the primary partners with the Belize Port Authority. Are there any other partners that you work alongside to ensure that there is safety on the waters?
Yes, we work along with the tourism police and the different councils, so the town council of San Pedro and the council in Kikaka and Placencia. Those are the main areas where the Belizeans will go and spend their Easter vacation. So those are the concentrated areas.
So, I mean, I think it goes without saying that this is the busy season for your workers, ensuring that there's public safety across the board on the waterways. What's your primary message to our viewers who might be deciding that they want to head out to the Keys this Easter weekend?
For me, I would just say, go out and have fun. I know that Belize Port Authority, we're working hard to ensure that you're safe on the waters, but we also need the users to play their part and also ensure that people are safe as well. We do as much as we can, but we need the assistance from the public as well.
And the way that the public can assist is by adhering to the rules and regulations. For instance, no public drinking on these vessels. Of course, maybe doing their own checks, ensuring that there's a life jacket on that vessel for them. And of course, just trying to be as adhering as possible, not overcrowding these vessels. I think I want to go back to the overcrowding of vessels, because that's something that I think I've observed in my couple times that I've been on these vessels. You know, everyone, they want to get on the boat. They want to get on that 10 o'clock boat to the Keys, to be there early, to get as much time on the waters as they possibly can. Is this something that you've observed from these commercial businesses, where they try to fill as many persons as possible on the boats?
Yes, definitely. They would try to maximize their space, and that is why we have to be there to make sure that children and adults are separated correctly, and that everyone has a seat. A child, yes, they might be a toddler that it requires to be held in their hand, but that toddler also is required to have a seat, a space. So it's not because you hold that child in your hand, a space should be there available. So it's just to make sure things like that are upheld by the water taxi operators.
And are there individuals that would be on water patrolling to ensure that there are life jackets on these vessels for persons that are commuting?
Yes, we will have patrols out, and also for the public to be aware that on these water taxis should have all the contact information for the response, for the emergency response, the police, Port Authority, the BDF, the tourism police, so and the tourism board. So if there's any issue that they would see that the numbers, the contact numbers should be in the water taxi, that they can immediately call and report a situation that we can deal with it right away.
I think in the past, I'm not sure if this is something that is standard for the Port Authority, but in the past, you guys, and I'm not sure, again, I'm just prefacing what I'm about to ask, I'm not sure if it's within your respective roles or responsibilities there, but in the past, the Port Authority has issued releases regarding persons who can operate perhaps at a commercial level, because you do have people who are taking out excursions, who are doing all of these other things, but they may not necessarily be licensed in a way where they're allowed to be able to do that. How do you guys remain on top of that as well? It's Easter time, everybody to carry people to Key Cocker, but not everybody perhaps has a license for that kind of activity.
Well, I can say, like, for the water taxi, and this goes back to your question about capacity as well. We have officers stationed at the water taxi terminals to ensure that the vessels that they're using are licensed, the person operating the vessels are licensed, and to actually count the amount of people going on board these vessels.
Right.
So those at water taxi, we have that being done. Our patrols that are out, they would look at what's happening. They will stop the vessels to ensure that these masters have valid captain license, the boats are licensed, and that they have all safety equipment. That's their job when they go on patrols, to ensure that everyone who's operating is operating in a safe manner. I guess it's also incumbent on the users as well, the public, to also inquire from these masters if they have valid captain license, because we can't stop everyone out there, but the users can do their part and just inquire that these people have valid captain license, and the boat is licensed, and ask for your safety equipment, your life jackets if necessary. But we try to ensure that everyone that is operating that vessel has a valid captain license. If you don't have one, then that's an offense, and you would be charged by the Port Authority.
And with persons being on the waters patrolling, I think it would also be ideal for these individuals to stop maybe a private vessel that's currently traveling and asking them for their documents. Should they have that with them on hand when they're on that vessel?
Yes. The Port Authority does have, we control the waterways. We are like the policemen of the sea. So commercial, private vessels, cargo vessels, the tugboats that carry the goods to the island, we have a responsibility to make sure that all these vessels are operating in a safe manner. The captains are given a license based on their years of experience, and they have a graded system. So basically, not one captain license is allowed to traverse all over the waterways.
Yeah.
It's basically allocated to a certain area. So within the reef, that is for a certain grade. Outside of the reef is another grade. So there's a graded system for the captains to operate in our waterways.
Well, gentlemen, what's your final words as it relates to boat safety? What's your message to our viewers this Easter holiday as well?
Yeah, I would just say, just to be safe on the waters, ensure the safety of not just yourself, but everyone else around you. Just try to ensure that we have our safety equipment on board. And if you have any issues that you might see or you want to report, note that the Belize Port Authority has a 24/7 communications center that can be contacted at 966, and that's toll free. So you can always pick up and dial that, and then we will then react from there. But yeah, just to be safe, ensure that we care for each other as much as we care for ourselves, care for our family, and to just be safe on the waters.
Yeah. Mr. Jenkins?
Yes, I think go out and have fun, be aware, be conscious, be courteous in what we do. Remember that it's a multi-use area, so be safe, please.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, so much for stopping by and reminding us about boat safety. All right, we're going to take a break, and then from boat safety to road safety. When we come back, we'll be talking to our friends from Caribbean Tires on how to make sure your cars are in check. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Ida Belizean. Of course, I will make sure the place clean, especially the places then where we treasure.
Ida Belizean. Of course, I have a bag for my garbage in my car.
Ida Belizean. Of course, I believe that all of we should do for we part to protect the environment.
Ida Belizean. Of course, I teach my picnic from small enough to throw garbage on the ground.
Ida Belizean. Of course, on and off the court. We unite as a team to keep Belize clean.
As Belizeans, let's trash the habit and not the beauty.
From now on, when you visit Uno, you will experience an A+ power in all fuels. Dynamax Plus, the formula with the ultimate technology in additives, provides an A+ power and A+ performance. Dynamax Plus, A+ power and A+ performance to reach further with less fuel consumption. Dynamax Plus, available in all fuels. Uno, a different energy.
I'm David Humes. This is Vanessa Humes. We own Littleville Cool Spot. Belize Bank save us a lot of time. Working with them, we can keep track exactly what we spend. We recommend Belize Bank 100% because we don't have to go to stand up in line, and we can check on our account right from our house. Working with Belize Bank is the best.
Make Atlantic Insurance a part of your travel plans when traveling to Chetumal, Cancun, Merida, or anywhere in Mexico. Whether it's for vacation, to conduct business, or just relaxation, you can purchase a minimum of 1 day or any number of days desired up to 1 year. Atlantic Insurance offers certified and reliable insurance policies from well-established Mexican insurance companies. For more information, you can visit any of our offices located countrywide or call 223-2657. To purchase online, visit our website at aicbelize.com. Travel with the best insurance coverage. Travel secure. Travel with peace of mind. Travel with Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
Kite flying is fun, but it can also be dangerous. Fly kites safely by following these tips. Never use wire, metallic thread, or wire-reinforced strings. You could be electrocuted. Remember, even a safely built kite can cause a power outage if it gets caught in a power line. Always use paper, plastic, or wood to build kites. Never fly kites near power lines, in the path of traffic, aircrafts, or near highways. Always fly kites with a responsible adult in open areas, in dry weather, and with clear visibility. Never attempt to remove your kite from a power line. Always call BEL at 0800-235-2273 if your kite gets caught in a power line. Belize Electricity Limited. We care about your safety.
Welcome back, and we just came from a segment talking about boat safety for you folks that are planning to hit the waters this Easter holiday, but there are some who want to stay on land like myself. And for you folks that are planning to stay inland, we need to talk about road safety. So we have here with us Kelvin Aguilar, and he is the sales representative of Caribbean Tires. Good morning, Mr. Aguilar, and thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, too, for having me on the show. Good morning, everybody, wherever you're looking at us, listening to us. It's a pleasant good morning, to all of you. I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to talk about road safety today.
Road safety, and what a coincidence, because I just came from Caribbean Tires yesterday from getting my checkup. Kelvin, why do we need to ensure that our cars or our vehicles get their I guess, is it annual, is it monthly, is it bi-monthly, or quarterly servicing?
Actually, if we all know that the only component that makes contact with the road on the entire vehicle is your tire. All right, so if you really think about it, and it's not the whole tire, it's just a little piece on that tire making contact on the road at a time. All right, so it's very important for us to know the state of our tire, you know. And well, at Caribbean Tires, we try to do our best, especially for this time of the year, which is Easter. There's a lot of us looking forward to this time. We want to travel with our parents. Some of us want to go on vacations.
Right.
Even if it's a small trip or a long haul you're doing, at Caribbean Tires, we want to make sure that we are also doing our part. So we have some safety inspections that we do for free, all right? Whether it's on your tire, you need wheel alignment. There's a lot of different factors that we can talk about in making sure that your tire is roadworthy.
The operative word here, Kelvin, is free. Because, of course, if you purchase the necessary items needed at Caribbean Tires, you're able to get these services free as well. Now, you spoke about tires being the first contact with the road. So obviously, we need to make sure that our tires are safe. Do you need replacing? But you also do wheel alignment. Now, for us that don't know what that means, what is wheel alignment?
Wheel alignment is practically sometimes your vehicle, some of you feel it pulls left, some pull right, or you have that little, uneasy on your steering or whatever. Well, the wheel alignment sets your vehicle on a straight bond. All right, so there's components underneath your vehicles, tie rod ends, ball joints, and everything else. And then when we do a wheel alignment, we check to make sure that all these parts are intact. So I don't know, well, I've noticed it myself. Some vehicles are left on the road. Why? Because the ball joint slips out and the tire leans on the road and everything, and practically you're stranded. The vehicle just lays flat. So this is very dangerous, if you're not sure of these parts, if they're good or not. Come on over to Caribbean Tires. We do a quick wheel inspection with a quick wheel wobble. We are able to tell you, you know what, you need to change tie rod ends, You need to change ball joints. And matter of fact, we try to not do a wheel alignment if these parts are bad, due to the fact that, well, it doesn't make sense due to the fact that it's
it'll
going to
go
go
right back
to the same,
immediately.
the same state. That's
and
right.
that also wrecks your tires too. Your tires would eat out, right?
It does. It does. And so,
I know.
you know, this even happens to me. So it's something that if you don't take the time to do your regular checkups at Caribbean Tires, what wheel alignment does, your vehicle, you know, the degree of your tire either turns out or in. And so you have your tire wearing down on the inside or on the outside. And the dangerous part is when it happens on the inside, because the outside looks new. All right, but the inside is all worn down. So you're not able to see this unless you're physically standing in front of the tire. You walk around your vehicle, everything looks okay, but in the inside, this damage is happening, and that's due to wheel alignment as well, you know?
If I'm planning a road trip for a long distance, say I'm driving down to Hopkins or Punta Gorda.
Okay.
What would you advise should be on my checklist before I leave from my point of departure?
Okay, that's a very, very good question. And what I think, we like to invite people to come on over to Caribbean Tires, because like I mentioned in the beginning, we have our safety inspections that we do. Number one, we check to make sure that your tire is good. By this, we check for any bulges, we check for any cuts, you know, or roads. They're not the best roads. You could probably have hit in a pothole or something, and then we check for all of these little stuff. We check as well the date of manufacture of your tire. Each tire has a lifespan of about, I would say safely about 5 to 7 years. Anything above that is not good. So while I'm here, I want to let you all know, for some of us that buy used tires, we need to always make sure that we check the date of manufacture on that tire. Each tire has a date of manufacture on it. Some of those used tires are over 10 years easily.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so the tire does state it. All right, pressure. Pressure is very important. If you're under the required PSI of your vehicle, you're going to unevenly wear down your tires as well. So I would say check the tires first, and then after, we check the fluids on the vehicle. There's brakes fluids, there's the coolant. Like my friend said, she went there to do her engine oil yesterday. All of this keeps your vehicle safe on the road as well. All right, so it's very important. And at Caribbean Tires, if you purchase the oil with us and the filter, you get your oil change for free.
For free.
All right. So all you have to do is purchase your oil and filter, and we'll change it for free.
Yeah.
All right. So you can call anyone to see what's the prices on the oils and everything. But I mean, it's a wonderful service that we do, and we always like to do our part in giving back to the community as well, right? These are free inspections, free services. Yeah.
And I think it's also important to mention you're getting quality at Caribbean Tires. For instance, the choices of oil. I don't know if there's a specific type of oil that you're supposed to use for the type of vehicle that you have, but could you share some of the brands that you also work with?
So we do, our major brand in the country right now is Valvoline. It's also a leading motor oil in the entire industry, in the entire world. We also have Magwan as well. It's either. We carry some other inexpensive brands. You can choose any of these oils: Valvoline, Magwan. We have Optimus. You know, we carry the whole entire line, from boat oil, car oil, heavy duty equipment oil, hydraulics, everything. We have the entire line. So we have the entire thing. Yeah.
You know, I have to go back to the tire point, because I saw a really funny meme yesterday, Kelvin, where a mechanic told a female that you need to rotate your tires, but the female said, "My tires are always rotating." What does that mean?
All right. So what happened is that many vehicles are either front wheel axle drive or rear wheel axle drive, and wherever the power of your vehicle is concentrating on, whether it's the front or the back, it tends to eat out faster, wear down faster on that axle.
Okay.
So what we do recommend, depends on your driving, every 3 to 6 months, do a rotation.
Okay.
So we move the front tires to the back and the back tires to the front. And that's what we do to try to keep your tires even evenly worn down.
They wear out easily.
Yes.
That's
evenly.
right.
And that's also a service that is provided at Caribbean Tires?
Yes, that's right. You come on in and we can do that rotation as well. It comes with a small charge, but we can do it as well. So the free inspections that we do, now that it's Easter, you guys can come on over, and if you're not sure of your pressure, we regulate the pressure in your tires for free. All right. We also check your tires to make sure they're roadworthy. Also your battery.
Yeah.
Your battery, if you're not sure, many vehicles give you that little warning that your battery is about to go. But we have equipment there to check the state of your battery. So if you're not sure if your battery is going to be good for the Easter bad, come on over and let us do our part as well. That's also a free inspection on your battery.
Do you find that you guys get a lot of traffic this time of year, considering that persons are preparing for their road trips?
Yes. And she told me earlier that she was there doing her oil change. Immediately I wanted to know what it was like.
Yeah.
Because Caribbean Tires, for this specific week, everybody
Busy.
is there.
And that's
Everybody's
because
there.
you even have to book an appointment.
That's right. For oil
change.
happens here in Belize. For oil change, you book an appointment. But everywhere else, you call in and then they can tell you, okay, you know what, we're not too busy, you can come on over. But for this time of the year, it does get very busy. Because like Caribbean Tires, we try to help as much as we can in this society, you know. We do all these free inspections, and people just want to make sure their vehicle is in good shape.
So let me tell you what my experience was like yesterday when I went to change my engine oil. So I booked the day ahead, and when I went there, I did have to wait for about 10 to 15 minutes, but I will say I got my car back earlier than I thought. So it all balanced out for me. I wasn't worrying. And I understand too, it's rush hour and everyone is trying to get their vehicles checked. I imagine things could take a little bit longer than expected. But ultimately, what I have to say I appreciate as well is everyone is professional. The customer service is top notch. Everyone wants to help you. And I really appreciated that as a customer as well. Now I have another question for you, Kelvin. This is, I am deciding to go on the road. If I have these issues with my vehicle, should I not go? What would you say?
It's a very important question. Some of us try to push our limits to the very, very end.
They say drive on faith.
Yeah, that's right. So some of us try to take it all the way there, and it's very unnecessary because we need to remember as well that there are other families on the road as well. You're not only driving for yourself, you're driving for others. And if your vehicle is not safe, then my answer to that would be no. All right. If your tires are about to give up, if your battery is about to, you know how far your vehicle is going to take you. And then you need to answer yourself as well, you know, should I go, should I stay, you know, because it can become very dangerous really quick.
It's a matter of being able to understand the roadworthiness of your vehicle. I mean, if you're the one that's driving it for all these years or whatever, you know what shape it is in.
Right. That's very good.
And if you would observe an issue on a certain vehicle while doing one of these inspections or services, what would be the process? Because do you offer mechanical services over at Caribbean Tires?
So we don't really offer the mechanical services, but over the years we have been working with mechanics in our area, and we know them to be very recommendable. So some of us have been personally there with our vehicles, and we try to make sure that you can get your service done. All right, like for example, the tie rod ends and the wheel, you know, the ball joints and everything like that. You gotta make a mechanic change those before we can do your wheel alignment. So we recommend certain people, if your rim is bent, we have another guy that can also weld them, and you know, different services like this. We don't provide them, but we have people that stand close to us that do.
Wonderful. Well, let's get the final outline of what our viewers can stop at Caribbean Tires to get when they want to get that full checkup on their car.
Great. So this is my time to invite you all. You know, Easter is just a couple of days away. Come on over to Caribbean Tires. Let us play our part. Let us do our part. We will check your tires for safety. We will check the fluids on your vehicle, brakes fluid, coolant, engine oil, windshield washer. Also, I forgot to mention, always make sure you have a jack in your vehicle. Always make sure you have a wheel wrench in your vehicle. These are also items that you can buy at Caribbean Tires, as well as your battery. We do free inspections on your battery to make sure the state is it's in a good state. So these are free inspections, of course. Your pressure in your tire, we also level the pressure in your tires, and we check for all of these free wheel alignment inspections as well. Come on over and let us do our part to make sure that your vehicle is ready for this Easter.
All right.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Aguilar, for stopping by and giving us the do's and don'ts, and of course where we can access the best services in country as it relates to your vehicles. Thank you so much for stopping by, and also enjoy your Easter as well.
You too, and everybody enjoy.
All right, from road safety to appliance safety. When we come back, we'll be talking to the folks from the Belize Electricity Limited on how you can ensure that your appliances remain safe this Easter weekend, and of course with the heat. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hello friends, I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word." People often ask, can you live a Christian life and stay clean in a wicked and dirty world? In 1980, while preaching in the village of Big Falls in the Toledo district of Belize, where it rains about 161 inches a year, a young teenage girl reminded me, you could. One Sunday I was invited with others by her father to her home back in the bush and on the river for a meal. After lunch, I walked outside to see her standing surrounded by water and mud in a perfectly clean white dress. As I looked at her, I thought, if that young lady can stay clean in this environment, then why cannot we stay clean in a dirty world? The Bible tells us how we can. First, we must heed God's word. Secondly, we must draw nigh to God. Thirdly, we must ask God to cleanse us. Fourthly, we must learn to live a daily cleansed life by confessing our sins. The Bible says if we confess our sins, He is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Let these truths guide you today. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Do you know how to choose the best engine oil for your car? We believe the best engine oil should provide optimal performance and ultimate protection for longer. For Quartz engine oil, our engineers have formulated age resistance technology, also known as ART. It's a breakthrough innovation. The interaction between oil molecules is increased, creating a super-resistant molecular structure. So whatever the conditions, it helps to prevent the lubricant protective film from breaking. Any engine is exposed to harsh conditions. Extreme temperature and pressure, friction, sludge accumulation. The molecular structure of quartz with ART stays strong to perfectly lubricate and protect engine parts in all conditions. And the results are outstanding. Protection against sludge buildup improved by 18%. Protection against mechanical wear improved by 74%. Thanks to Quartz with ART, save on maintenance and preserve your engine's power. So next time you wonder which engine oil to use, choose performance and protection that last longer. Quartz with age resistance technology. Keep your engine younger for longer.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family.
where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
Smart, bringing people together.
Live your best life with savings, sun, and fun only when you shop at Cellular World. Upgrade your tech today and stand out this Easter. Budget phones now as low as $49. Entry-level Android phones starting at an all-time low price of just $115. Samsung Galaxy phones backed up by a 1-year warranty starting at just $269. Or save even more with the Redmi gaming phone as low as $259. Tablets for kids starting at $155. TVs, speakers, power bank. But that's not all. Get a chance to win a one-night stay for two at the Sleeping Giant Rainforest Resort by the Belize Collection. Or be one of our 5 lucky winners to win an exciting triple adventure package for 2 with Chaka, including cave tubing, zip lining, and an ATV tour. WhatsApp us at 615-5141. We can ship your purchases safely countrywide.
Wake up! Wake up! Now which cheese you think you may eat all the while? Gallo cheese with the blue rooster on the label is the traditional and the real deal. The original Dutch, redback or hard cheese in Belize. Be aware! Check your label and make sure it is in English and for the Belize market. Gallo cheese with the blue rooster. The real deal. Santiago Castillo Limited, supporting and building our Belizean community for 95 years and counting.
Gaia Edam Dutch cheese, aged and tropicalized, the best formula for the Belize market, exclusively distributed by Santiago Castillo Limited.
Boating and road safety. We're talking about the safety of your appliances at home over the Easter and of course during this heat. We have with us in studio this morning Senior Corporate Communications Officer Emmanuel Petch. Good morning.
Good morning.
And he's joined by Katie Usher, the Health and Environment Specialist. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning.
And you guys are both from Belize Electricity Limited.
Yes, that's
we
right.
are.
Just a small little correction. Sure. The topic is actually energy conservation and then general safety tips energy for this Easter. Yeah.
Slipped my mind.
Correct.
All right.
That's fine.
I'm allowed a mistake here and there, right? Fair enough. All right. So where do you guys want to begin from? Because we're looking at what seems to be a broad area of discussion.
Yes.
I'll leave it up to you, Emmanuel.
I mean, it's Easter. Mm-hmm. The heat is on, right? And there's a lot of Belizeans love their playa, their beaches, your lagoons, depending on where in Belize you are. People will be getting out. So we at BL want to make sure that people, while they are engaging in Easter activities, stay safe while doing those activities.
Right.
And also be mindful of how the increased temperatures affect our energy habits, our energy consumption habits. So that's the topic that we came here to talk about because we care about how our customers stay safe this week, throughout this weekend, right? So we want to start there with the Easter safety tips because it's very important, and as Katie will tell you, safety is huge for BEL. It's one of the cornerstones of our values, of our mission, of who we are.
Yes. As a starter or core value, one of our core values is that we never compromise on safety. So at all times we educate our employees and we pass that information on to the general public and our customers, you know. And it's so good that you had the previous segment talking about road safety because everybody, or you know, most persons may be leaving their homes to the different districts via the highways, right? And so we are educating our staff and our general public to do so safely. You can have fun safely.
Yeah.
Responsibly,
yes, right? And so, you know, you guys spoke, I was listening a little and, you know, you spoke about the roadworthiness of the vehicle. So ensuring that your vehicle is safe to take you from point A to point B and back home, right? And other things like buckling up, that's not hard to do, right? And everybody, all occupants in the vehicle, we encourage to buckle up. And actually that's a law now, right? Everybody in the vehicle must be wearing seatbelts. And
but
then,
you know, as easy and as straightforward as it is, right? It's the most challenging thing for many of us, either as drivers or as passengers in a vehicle. Because you oftentimes have to tell somebody, why put on a seatbelt?
Yeah.
Right.
But the seatbelt is right there, and we know instinctively that that's what we should do. But it's always a trick there.
It's intentional
but
habits.
It's right, intentional. We say safety is intentional, right? At the end of the day, it's about saving lives.
Yeah.
And when we go outside of the country, we wear it, right?
Yeah.
So it's a habit for us to start to cultivate it.
Well,
right?
let's talk about some of those habits that we should be cultivating as it relates to energy conservation. Of course, we're all planning to beat the heat the best way we possibly can, but what is the advice being given from the Belize Electricity Limited?
Well, just to put things into perspective a little bit, we're looking at 2023. We don't have to go far. 2023 was the hottest years ever recorded. And we've been recording temperatures as far back as 1980s, 1979 to be specific. So 45 years ago, we've been recording temperatures, and 2023 was the hottest year
on record
ever.
Yep.
And 2024 is not looking any different.
Yeah.
We've been breaking records after records of the hottest months.
We're in the triple digits when it comes to temperatures at this point.
Climate change is real.
It's real.
Climate change is real. And so we want our customers to be mindful of how that affects their energy consumption habits and what implications that has for the energy sector, particularly as it impacts customers directly through the rises in their consumption, right? While we might not think that we are consuming more energy, during hotter periods, our appliances work extra hard to keep us cool.
And this is the thing, right? How do you tell a customer or an end user that during a heat wave such as the one that we're experiencing right now, that we must curtail on the use of our ACs or our fans or refrigerator? The number of times you open the refrigerator, right?
Yeah.
That's a good question, Isani. But the thing is, so what BL is telling customers, we are not telling customers don't use energy during the heat wave.
Right.
That's not what we're saying. Use your AC, use your fan to keep cool, but use it responsibly. You know, we're talking about responsibility. The same thing applies. Use energy responsibly and minimize the excess use of unnecessary energy usage.
Right. So what would be an example of using energy irresponsibly during this heat wave?
So let's talk about using energy responsibly instead. We want to focus on the positive, right? So one of the tips that we can give our customers is simply with people that have air conditioning. A lot of times we want to max out the level of AC. We want to make it feel like it's winter on a hot summer day or on a hot Easter day. Change your habit a bit. You don't need to have your AC blowing at 16 degrees Celsius. Change it a bit, put it to 25 degrees Celsius. That will be about 78 degrees Fahrenheit. That will still keep you cool. It's still achieving its objective, but you're not overusing the energy consumption. Right? Another thing, if you're going outdoors, especially a lot of people are going to the Keys, to San Pedro, to Key Cocker, they're leaving their homes. Make sure that you turn off your appliances, unplug your devices before you leave your home. So that's a couple of tips. There are a couple others as well. Like, for example, did you know that washing a full load of laundry will consume the same amount of energy than washing a small load of laundry? We know that Belizeans, we like separate our colors and all of that, right? So, but try to be mindful of these little habits and try
So are you taking aim at me?
Are you guilty?
If I want just one shirt, I wash just one shirt.
Right. Your
or
favorite
you can
shirt,
do it
right?
on hand. You can wash it on hand and then line dry it.
I agree. Now, I love where this conversation is going. We decided to take the positive route. Of course, on tips that we can give our viewers on how to conserve energy. So what would be those general tips that you'd give the viewers?
So in addition to the ones that we've already discussed, there are a few others. For cleaning your fans, for example, is one way. Make sure that your AC is serviced as well. Cleaning out and changing out the filters to make sure they're operating efficiently. Turning off your lights, of course. Opening a window, letting in the fresh breeze. I know the breeze sometimes comes in very hot, especially during this time. But if you can open a window and let natural light in, let the natural breeze in. And especially for an office setting, encourage your staff to turn off their computer devices. I know a lot of times we tend to have the habit of just keeping our computers on. I've been guilty of this in the past. I'm working on an important thing. I don't want to shut off my computer because I'm getting on it the next day immediately. But try to get into the habit of saving your documents, turning off your computer devices, and unplugging your appliances.
I thought you were going to say turn off the AC. What? No. Thank God he said turn off the computer.
No, but that's the thing. We're not telling customers don't use energy. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying
just don't waste it.
Yes, right, correct. Use it responsibly, use it efficiently, use it where it matters, and cut back on your energy, on the unnecessary energy usage.
Yeah, don't go opening the fridge and standing in front of it trying to get that fridge AC.
Exactly. It's a good thing you mentioned the refrigerator, because one of the things that drives up energy is if you have a small little crack on the door of your refrigerator.
The rubbers.
Right. Make sure that your refrigerator is properly sealed to ensure that cold air isn't escaping, and then therefore using more energy, especially during this time that we're passing through a heat wave during this Easter time.
And very importantly, teach our children as well. You know, they're the ones who would probably go in the refrigerator every minute to get some water. So you have to teach them about energy conservation as well.
Right. There's a perennial complaint, right, I would assume from most of us customers, right, that perhaps this time of year our electricity bill goes up, right?
Right.
But it's not for want of being irresponsible. It's the simple fact that to battle the heat, we have to keep our fans on. Like, for instance, I am on vacation, but since the start of my vacation, I've been in front of the fan more than anything else, day and night, right? So I tell myself, okay, well, I'll expect to have to deal with a higher light bill at the end of the month, but you can't really avoid it. It's the same thing as if though you're at work, the AC remains on, even if we're saying, look, when we leave the room, we need to turn it off. But we come back to the room at some point and we want to have it cool enough. So we leave it at a certain
or don't open the door.
Or don't open, exactly. So it raises the
exactly.
cost.
So you're on vacation right now, you're using the fan more often, but there's other ways that you can reduce your consumption. You're not doing work, you can unplug your computer devices. So it's this balancing act that you can all do at home. Even if you're on vacation, make sure that you're still practicing energy conservation, right? Even if you're at the hotels. The climate is changing, that's a reality, and it has increased it has changed how we use our energy consumption. It impacts directly the energy sector, and it's something that's happening globally, not just in Belize.
It's interesting that you would mention hotels, because there is this mindset that Belizeans have, right? That once they don't pay that $400 for 2 nights, they could leave anything. But as irresponsible as that is, right, you do have hoteliers and their management that put the signage there. You know, if you're leaving the room, turn off all the appliances or what have you. So it's there as a matter of being conscious, right? That you have to be able to conserve energy.
And there are implications for that as well. I'm sure you're familiar with the situation. If you're following BL Facebook updates, you would know that we reached a situation in San Pedro where we were reaching the max capacity for the submarine cable. Of course, BL, on our part, we're doing our part to manage the situation, and we have plans in place to address the situation permanently by installing more capacity in San Pedro via a mobile gas turbine, installing battery storage capacity, battery storage solutions at strategic locations countrywide, including San Pedro, and installing a second submarines cable to San Pedro, which will increase the energy capacity by almost 3 times the amount. But as climate change would have it, as Mother Nature would have it, the projections by which we had planned out all of these strategies were broken by the record heat waves. It has exacerbated and made even more impertinent to expedite these processes, right? Even though these plans were in place, the climate change had a different plan. Right? 2023 hit us with a curveball, and it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon, right? So this is the situation that we find ourselves in. So it's a good thing that you mentioned the hotel industry, because although we might think, okay, well, I'm just going to be, I already paid for my room, I'm going to be using up all of the energy that I can to make the most of my money, but that has implications also. So we have to be mindful and we have to be conscious about that.
I saw something really interesting at a hotel, I believe it was the last month, where, you know, most hotels now, they give you kind of like a key card. And this hotel, you had to use the key card into a wall to allow energy to be turned on. So if you leave the room, you obviously have to take your key card, so everything shuts off. So that was really interesting, and perhaps other hotels could implement something like that, because that's an excellent way of conserving energy, I believe personally. I don't know if I could do something like that in my house, but I think it's pretty cool.
Well, one thing's for sure, you've been to nicer hotels than I have. I haven't heard of that, but that's really interesting.
It is true. The very same key card that you get to open the door, you put it into this slot thing on the wall, and all of a sudden you're able to turn on your light, you're able to turn on the AC. But once you take it out and you leave, all of that shuts off. So it's really cool.
It's a good way of regulating consumption. All right, so let's switch it up a bit. Let's talk about these products on display here, and so how a lucky viewer can win them.
Of course, so we want to get your viewers engaged as well, and to be more proactive in how they conserve energy, particularly during this Easter time, and particularly during peak hours, which is generally between 1 to 2 p.m. and then 6 to 8 p.m. So let's have a quiz for your viewers, right? So we're asking your viewers to list 5 ways, and we talked about them during the segment, but list 5 ways on how they can conserve energy during this Easter time. And the first person to comment those 5 energy tips, 5 energy saving tips, 5 different energy saving tips, will win this package. That is really your starter pack for this Easter weekend, right? you have your fan, your desk fan. You have the cooler bag, your drawstring bag, your rag as well. So something for
your cup to be hydrated.
Yes,
right?
that's important. Right?
I wanna talk really quickly about the purpose of a dehumidifier. I mean, I'm assuming the name speaks for itself, but how exactly does that work to cool you down?
I think Isani Isani should tell us about this, because he has used this product and he says he can vouch for it.
I can stand behind it. All right, so here we go, right? So BL gave me one of these nifty little items, and I didn't know how to use it at first, right? Then I realized it's very straightforward. There's one little knob that controls if you're going to dehumidify, if you want the fan to actually do its thing. I think what is great about this, aside from it being portable, is the fact that you could set it up anywhere. So if you're on your laptop or your device, it runs on USB, so you could plug it directly into your computer or your laptop. And since you're working at table height, you get that air, right?
Cool air? Is it cool air? Or is it just?
Yeah, and it functions at different speeds, which is good too, because you could go from like the minimal to the highest, right?
Right.
And while it does not rotate, once you get it in a position where you're getting the maximum out of it, can't complain.
All right. Well,
Right? So I stand behind it.
Well, you heard it right here on Channel 5, right?
The lucky viewer that answers the question in the comments, they get to walk away with that nifty little item there that Isani is endorsing himself, alongside, of course, other items on display on the table right here. We want to say thank you guys, of course, for stopping by and reminding us the importance of conserving energy. Do you have any final words that you'd like to share with our viewers?
Well, nothing more than to say thank you both for allowing us to have this conversation. It's very pertinent that we have this conversation at this time when we are going through the Easter weekend, the Easter heat, and the increased activities in our consumption during this Easter weekend. So you want to make sure that customers remain conscious of how they use energy during this time.
All right.
And
well,
be
I'm gonna
safe responsibly,
correct.
right?
And be safe. Yeah.
Exercise responsibility when
Yes.
you're out there.
All right. Well, let's throw some answers that we got to you guys, and you can let us know if they're correct. So we have Serena Huchner here saying 1, use economy settings on your washing machine for small loads or laundry, which is not very dirty. 2, if the weather is fine, dry your laundry outside. 3, try not to leave phones or other items charging overnight. A few hours are usually all that's needed. 4, towel dry your hair so you don't have to use your hair dryer as much. 5, appliances like your TV, DVD player, and game consoles use energy even when you're not using them. I think I lost where I was. Even when you're not using that. Some appliances can use up to 90% in standby mode, which in some homes is the equivalent to leaving a 100-watt light bulb on all year. Wow, she sounds like she works at BEL.
Right.
Or she does her research, right?
Yes. But
Or she
what do we
follows
think?
BEL.
What do we think about those answers?
I will accept it.
Yes.
Those are some really solid answers, and good job to that viewer.
All right, well, Serena Huchner, you are the winner of the BEL
right,
package. Please
Good job,
let me know
Serena.
what you think about the humidifier, because I might just be purchasing it myself for the Easter heat. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate it as always. And we know that the core of this conversation is, of course, around conserving energy, not only for ourselves, but for everyone else.
Yes.
Right,
Yes,
correct.
yes, yes.
Alrighty. Well, we're going to take our final break, and when we come back, there's not so much more safety conversations, but it's still in the theme of Easter, because we're jumping into some of those Easter meals that you could be cooking or eating this holiday. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. New healthcare provider feature coming this March. Social Security at your fingertips.
Remember, not all light bulbs are created equal. Our lighting department offers a wide assortment of light fixtures and accessories to suit your style. So stop in today and get the right illumination for your homecation. And don't forget your B-Box when you make a purchase. Benny's, quality and savings.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5 Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Welcome back. We're having our fourth and final segment this morning, and we're in our studio kitchen, of course, with Chef Ainsley, no stranger to us.
Hello.
And Chef, I already see the ingredients here. I see the hot cross bun. I already know what that means. You can't have your hot cross bun if it's not Easter time, all right?
That's true, that's true.
All right. Well, I want to say, of course, thank you so much for taking out your time out of your busy schedule and stopping by with us and cooking up some Easter breakfast.
Easter breakfast, and you know, well, I always bring a little twist to it, you know.
Of course, we don't expect anything less.
I always try to get little creative, because with this right here, so, we got three kind of bun here. We got a heavy bun, we got a Garifuna bun, they are the one the old school way, and then also we got a light bun. Potato pong, cassava plastic, and now one of the stuff there where people look forward for is like right now go to market, cassava hard we find, sweet potato hard we find, because people want a dessert. Then
let's go back a bit,
go
Chef.
ahead.
What is the difference between the three types of buns you just shared with us?
All right. The Garifuna bun, this one is the real old school. This is the one where I grew up on, you know, because this is the one where
it has a swirl.
Inside. Then you got the heavy bun where you bake before, and then the lighter bun that go the longer process to bake. No?
Okay.
But all three of them is nice, but my favorite is this one. The Garifuna
it takes you back to your roots, now.
Yes, you know it.
But speaking of roots, we also have some sahau here. It's also 19th in this studio kitchen.
Well, I like a purge, no? Like this is one of my favorite. I drink this like 3 times a week, you know.
Wow.
I like it for agony and muscles.
And if you're wondering what that is, he has with us some sahau. Now, is that a treat? That is a treat, I'd say, how myself.
And I usually drink that in my calabash instead of coffee. I go with that right there.
All right. Well, Chef, talk to us. What will we be preparing this morning for an ideal Belizean Easter breakfast?
All right. So, first of all, I got some assorted ground food. We got the purple yam, one of my favorite again. You don't see it much, but it's always coming at the market. Because I like to promote healthy food, so I go with some boiled plantain, Irish potato, sweet potato. and also I got a little corn. So I got a nice little combination there.
And we call this over here ground food.
Yes,
Why? Because it comes from the ground, except the plantain, of course, and, the corn and all of that. But ground food, okay?
I mean, everybody can do it different. You can that can go good with some kalalo rice. You can do some cilantro rice. You know, you can do darasa. Anything you would think about. But I just like to go healthy because I recommend the starch that is nice than you know the grounds.
Yeah, good starch. All right.
And it's very organic.
So we have our hot cross bun. We have the ground food. What's our choice of protein this morning?
Well, for protein, I got my fish on. Then also I got some bell pepper. But after that, we're gonna cut this cross bun because we make sure we're gonna try to kind of like to rub it with the happy cow cheese.
Okay.
Glaze it, right? So for that now, I got a nice red snapper. You know what? Well,
beautiful.
Naked Chicken, we promote a lot of fish. I mean, that's the spot that you can get a nice fish and chips. You can get a nice fried fishy turcha in the evening menu. And also I got a nicely takari with some yellow ginger and stuff that goes over that. But let's get to work. So
let's get to it, chef.
I'm gonna cut this fish in half because this is.
Now, Isani, I have to ask you, what's your choice? Leg or tail or head?
Whole fish.
Whole fish?
Yes.
Whole fish
when I order
and
from
tail.
Chef Ian's list, whole fish, right?
Most people, they choose between, you know. They have folks that like the tail. They have folks that like the head. I'm a tail girl. I like tail.
So I'm simmering that down with coconut oil.
Okay.
So I'm gonna brown that. Then I'm gonna nicely caramelize it down now. Then also like what else? I have one here already. I do it two ways. I got one baked in the waha leaf.
Why do you bake it in the waha leaf?
Waha leaf. All right. What I get from this? If you can smell the flavor from that waha leaf, you know.
This
is what people would use to make tamales with.
Yes.
So you don't know the tamales. I mean, in down south, they usually make tamale in the lone waha leaf. So when you open it up, it's the lone waha leaf. No aluminum foil. That's the real deal.
Okay, I have another question, chef, because I know tamales to be made from plantain or banana leaf. Is waha just another word for that?
It's a bigger leaf, and then they smoke it, and that's the one that gives it flavor. You don't only can do it with fish. You can do it with chicken. You can do it with pork. I do it with a pork leg. Wrap it up, marinate it down with
kind of
some
like when you do pibil.
Yes, you know where to go on. you look like you got an idea about the kitchen.
Yeah, no worry. I have an idea what's happening here. Now, you love to bake your fish, and you also love to use all the colorful veggies along with it.
Yeah, because I know one thing I always remember from one chef that I was working with way back. He always say you eat with your eyes. So to impress someone, you know.
That design
That's true. That is true.
That's another way to a woman's heart, and I love that. I feel so good about it.
Well, you've gone as far as opening up a restaurant to get to the ladies' heart, if that's what you call it. But what's currently taking place over at Naked Kitchen?
Well, Naked Chicken. Naked Chicken. We're opening today. We're going right through until Saturday. Take a pause on Sunday and back on Monday. Opening hours is from 11 to. When the food done, and it's always done quick.
About 9 after 9.
Then in the evening I open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night.
What are you known for at your restaurant?
Beer butter conch fritters.
Okay.
Beers and cilantro and conch and garlic, you know.
Full works.
Full works, yeah. And
what I also appreciate about you though, chef, is that, of course, we know that you're probably one of the faces that you look for during the 19 celebrations for your sahau and your hudud, but you make that all year round.
Yeah, because people request it, and I got a lot of Americans who come in and follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and they request it, you know, and I love to make money, so they just give me a call and I take care of them. That's my job.
Never a dull moment at Naked Chicken, right?
And of course, with the Easter meals, is this something that we primarily expect every year from Naked Chicken as well?
Every day I do something different.
Okay.
Every day I do something different. I don't do cross bun, but I got one of the cooks that in the kitchen who take care of the cross bun, and she's the boss on that. I know if I would put that saying that I'm doing cross bun, I would definitely got a long line there.
Yeah, that's true.
What is the most sought after food item right now in the Easter? If you go to Naked Chicken, what are people asking for from you?
Fish and chips. say like today I'm doing fish with plantain chips for today as my special with a nice vegetable salad and a nicely vinaigrette dressing, you know, can't go wrong with that. And also I have a crusted cassava and I got a crusted plantain. So I keep it simple, Caribbean, and it's thing that you cannot find both and both in the city because I create, I go sleep and by the morning I don't got a couple ideas what I'm doing.
You have an idea of what you want to do.
I love that.
So this is just a minute. I can just flavor up this spot here while. All right, so this what I'm doing here, it's very easy. I love to people try this at home. You know, it's very, very simple. The steps that I go through, if you notice, I season my fish with salt and black pepper to taste. No lot of different seasoning because I want to get the flavor of the fish.
Right.
Saute it down. This is some takari and some coconut milk.
Nice, bubbling.
Yes, if you want, you could chop some okra in that, you know, you can do whatever you want. You can get creative, you know. You don't have to do exactly. Maybe if you do your own flavor, it tastes better than mine.
Well, you know what? I don't think
love
anyone
coconut
can
milk.
touch the flavor.
It's hard to beat you, It's hard to beat you,
You see what's going on there now? This is going to be like a nice little reduction.
Right.
So, you know, when you're done that can go good with rice and beans, coconut, right? But what I'm doing today is going to serve over ground food.
Okay.
So you can't go wrong with that. That is off the hook right now.
You've been in this business for a very long time, Chef Ainsley. What has been your drive to continue each and every day or each and every year?
Well, the compliments that I get from people and also the compliments I get from older people who is in it, and they motivate me because, you know, I've gone through it with COVID and that was the time I would, you know, either if I would continue or to go on a pause, but I didn't give up, man.
Yeah.
5 o'clock in the morning, get up, you know, every
I'll tell you this, right? for anybody who does not know that you and I share a long history, Chef, from childhood, right? But it's the work and your work ethic, bro. Like, I've seen Chef grind even on days when we want to hang out with him. He don't have time for hang. He straight to the shop, get it done, and that's admirable.
I'll give a running joke to our viewers. Whenever I see Chef Ainsley and Isani together, I automatically assume that they were cousins. Guys, let us know. Can we get a wide shot? Look at these gentlemen here. Do they look related to you? They look like cousins to me.
Actually, we're both from PG too, man.
All right, see, there you have it. If it's like Boomala, we're related.
Yeah, man.
Very good.
So we're waiting for the ground food to start boiling.
That ground food, I already pre-cook it already for time, so I already start that. So meanwhile I started, I just want to try
this saho.
This saho.
As we know it, they put back, right?
Yeah, they put back, warm and nice.
I'm loving this. I love saho.
Only on Channel 5 you get the love like this. So viewers, don't be afraid to stop by a Naked Chicken and request this stuff, you know.
And you have saho every day.
I toasted you guys to make it like.
You have saho every day?
No, not every day. I'm not doing it.
Not gonna make no promises. You can't.
I'm gonna have saho tomorrow.
Okay, so cheers, guys.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Man.
Porridge down.
Woo.
Oh my gosh.
But don't get back warm and slow.
This is so good, guys. Wow.
I love it.
Excellent.
All right, so
what are we doing next?
So I'm gonna plate up now. So I don't know what to start with.
Let's start with.
I want to do a presentation with the cross bun, and I want to do one with the fish.
Okay, let's start with the bun.
All right, cross bun. All right, so
you got the happy cow triangles there?
Yeah, the happy cow triangles.
I have a question, and maybe this I could get an answer from our viewers. Why do they call cassava cake plastic cake?
Why, that's a good one.
Why do they call that plastic cake? Please let us know in the comments, guys, because of course we have Chef Ainsley here not only giving us an actual full course meal, but he also provided some dessert too.
Yeah.
And that of course is the well-known potato pudding, also called potato pound, but cassava pudding, also called plastic cake.
Yeah.
Where's the plastic from? I really want to know. And our choice of ground food this morning is Irish potatoes.
Some carrots.
Some carrots.
Sweet potato.
Some sweet potato, corn, That is the
yampe. You got the white yampe and the purple yampe.
purple yampe and plantain.
Grown food when you done this, so I go sleep.
Heavy.
And our fish is just about finished there, it looks like.
Then you got the habanero. When I bust the habanero, I save that for last.
Yeah. You can't have fish without habanero, bro.
Goodness.
That is beautiful. Beautiful.
Can't get this no way. You gotta come at Naked Chicken to get this. And the price of fish right now.
You get the entire fish?
Yeah, you get a whole fish. We don't cut you short. We got fillet. We got
how you want it, right?
How you want it.
I don't even think I could finish that.
Looks so fancy. I get
drizzle it
now. Drizzle it.
That's a beautiful meal right there.
And then we got the baked one in the waha leaf. All right. Bye-bye. Time to go in the stomach. Say bye-bye. We already taken freshly catch coming yesterday.
Wow. Look at that. Look at that. And of course,
Keep
there's
still.
a how on the side. There's no better treat than that right there.
Where is the fork? Where is the fork? We need to try this. We
Chef,
gotta try this. We gotta
this
try
is
this.
stunning. This is delectable. We have here, of course, your breakfast meal. And you have lunch or dinner on the side if you want to go with that as well. Thank you so much for bringing a complimentary sahau with us this morning. I know this isn't something that they get every day, but you will be having it tomorrow as well for persons who want to get their dose of that sahau. I'll tell you, it tastes amazing. It tastes really good. And
also we got the dessert, the potato.
And yes, of course, our dessert. Our potato pudding, our plastic cake. Again,
Yes,
viewers, please let me know, why is it called plastic cake in the first place? I still want to know. But, Chef, remind us again how we can get you and what's going to be on the menu today and, of course, for the Easter weekend. You're working on the Easter weekend?
Yeah, I'm opening on Saturday. Saturday I got a nice special that people love, the grilled big bone, and also I got grilled fish. You know, I tried to do healthy food again, like what I say. So I got a grilled fish with your coconut rice and beans with dokono, and I got a nicely pasta salad. So after the race, you go right the Naked Chicken and whole of vibes and chill out. You know, nice. You know, you're gonna definitely enjoy that. I have a table of 6 or 8. You can make a reservation. You know, natural juices, food, and good, nice view of the mahogany.
Nice van. The mahogany street never sleeps, right?
That's correct.
Busy day and night.
Chef, for you, what's your favorite dish to go with during the Easter holiday? Because I know you make so many things on a daily basis, but what's your dish?
Well, yesterday I gave a Jewfish head, so I'm going to make a nice fish tea.
Now, a lot of people don't know about that one there. No, don't know about fish tea.
Fish serious.
So that's your Easter meal. You like fish tea, and you like it with what? Tortilla, rice, what? Just that?
I love it, but just like that again. I prefer the ground food in there and simple. Yeah, man.
What's your choice of Easter meal, Isani?
I go for seafood actually. So stuff like shrimps, fish, conch, lobster, any seafood I'm not allergic to, so I'm up for it. Always up for it.
I got to agree with Chef Ainsley. I grew up trying fish tea. Of course, I always insert that when I can at a village gal, so I know about the fish tea, and I remember my grandmother making that, and you get that with a fresh flour tortilla. That's my Easter meal, and I always look forward to that. But of course, I do like my hot cross bun too. This is my first time learning about light cross bun and
Garifuna
cross bun, heavy cross bun. Still not sure how you make it light and heavy, but I definitely have to say I love the tradition that we're keeping here. This is a part of our Belizean culture, our Creole culture, our Garifuna culture, and it's authentic. And I think all of us are looking forward to that this weekend as well.
Yeah.
Can we order anything from you maybe for a large amount over the Easter weekend, or is it too late to do that for Saturday?
I always take on the challenge.
Okay.
I don't back down. I got a staff who motivates me also, so the work always there, and you know, we push for it.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Nice. So
all right.
So tell everybody enjoy the Easter and take care and be safe, and you know, take care on the road if you're traveling.
Take care of the water if you're at sea.
That's true.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Chef, for stopping by, for allowing us to do what's it called? Naked chicken, makeshift in our studio here. We appreciate it. I'll use this opportunity, since our viewers didn't see, to showcase the dessert this morning, because we spoke about what's here on display, but we don't even show the dessert, man. Look at this. You make this yourself, or is it your help?
Yeah, I make that myself. That is what I go on. Yeah, so but the bun, I got the cook in there who did it, and you know, I got to hold up this. This looks so good.
Yes, it does.
So, for the viewers could just
look at that.
Nice combination.
You know, making potato pudding, that's hard work, because you have to grate the potato, right?
Yeah.
That's hard work. Cassava should be a bit easier because it's softer. But
I usually pay someone to do that. That's part. Everybody want to make a little dollar.
You have to outsource it.
Yes,
that's good. That is good. All right. Well, Chef, thanks so much again for stopping by. We appreciate it. This is the best way to kick off our Easter, at least over here.
Yes.
Also, thank you for my sahau, and we look forward to getting some lunch from you this afternoon.
No problem.
And of course, over the weekend when you'll be open as well.
No problem. My job is to take care of that.
Yes. All right. We want to say a special thank you to all of our guests who stopped by this morning. It sounded we had a jam-packed show. But nonetheless, it was enjoyable. We spoke about all the ways that you can be safe this Easter, but also how to conserve energy from the Belize Electricity Limited. We also even had a winner there talking to us about energy conservation tips. She really sounds like she works there at BEL. But of course,
congratulations once again to Sharina Huchner.
Congratulations to her. Let me know how that humidifier works, because I think I want one myself. And then we wound things down perfectly with an Easter meal. And of course, we had several options. You have your breakfast option with the hot cross bun. You have your lunch option with the ground food and the fish. Of course, you can do this with dinner as well. And then your sahau, you don't get that often. But thank you to Chef Ainsley for stopping by, as always, and lending a hand and sharing with you, our viewers, how to get those amazing dishes together for the Easter or whenever the season is. It is March the 26th.
Yes, it is.
27th. And it is Wednesday. Our producer told me that I said Thursday. I promise I'm not to live that good. But it is Thursday the 27th. And if you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to ya. And if you'd like to give a birthday shout out, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@channel5belize.com. You can also catch us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ, as well as Instagram at OYEBelize. Thanks so much for joining us, and please do us a favor and join us tomorrow. It's going to be a good one. It's our Easter special, so join us again tomorrow as you open your eyes
to start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful Wednesday.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.